Life gets better the moment you start loving yourself more than anyone else. Now, I'm not saying you don't love your family, friends, or partner, but if you're pouring into everyone else while your cup stays empty, how are you going to thrive? Let me tell you something, help you put yourself first and love yourself how you truly deserve. The way you carry yourself is the blueprint you hand to the world. Think about it, when you consistently put everyone else first, people start assuming that's what you're meant for. They stop seeing your needs as important because you've taught them to prioritize theirs over yours. Start today by breaking that pattern. Show people that you deserve the same respect and care you give so freely. Setting boundaries isn't selfish as necessary. When you allow people to overstep your limits, you're sending a message that your boundaries don't matter. But when you stand firm, you're teaching them that your time, energy, and well-being are not up for negotiation. You're laying down the rules for how you expect to be treated. Loving yourself means recognizing that you can't pour into others if your cup is empty. Take a moment to ask yourself, am I treating myself with the love and respect I want from others? If the answer is no, then it's time to make a change. Start showing up for yourself the way you show up for everyone else. People watch how you treat yourself. If you constantly put yourself down, neglect your needs, or let others walk all over you, they'll think it's okay to do the same. But when you show self-respect, you inspire respect in return. That's how you create relationships that uplift instead of drain you. Changing how others treat you starts with changing how you treat yourself. Take yourself seriously and others will follow suit. It's not about being arrogant. It's about valuing yourself enough to demand better. It's about recognizing that your kindness and love aren't weaknesses, they're strengths, and they deserve to be reciprocated. Remember, it's not the words you say, but the actions you take that teach people how to treat you. Start showing up for yourself with love and respect. When you do that, you'll attract people who see your value and match your energy. The right people will adjust, and the wrong ones will fall away. Let's be clear about something. Your worth is not a topic for discussion. It's not tied to your bank account, your relationship status, or anyone else's opinion of you. Too many people walk through life seeking validation from others when the truth is you were born worthy. No one can take that away from you. Stop putting your value in the hands of people who don't appreciate you. If someone can't see your greatness, that's their loss, not yours. The right people will see your light without you having to dim it. You don't need to beg for attention or prove your worth to anyone who doesn't recognize it. Your worth is inherent. It's built into your DNA. It's the way you rise after a setback, the kindness you show even when it's hard, and the dreams you chase despite the odds. Stop letting temporary circumstances define your permanent value. You are far more than your worst day or your biggest mistake. Comparison is another trap that chips away at your self-worth. It's easy to look at someone else's life and think they have it all together. But their journey isn't yours. You don't know the battles they fought or the pain they've endured. Focus on your path because it's uniquely designed for you. Start affirming your value to yourself every single day. Look in the mirror and remind yourself, I am enough. I am worthy. I deserve love and success. Speak it until you believe it because your mind will catch up with your words. Your worth isn't up for debate, it's a fact. Once you understand your worth, you'll stop settling for less. You'll walk away from situations and people who don't align with your values. You'll start building a life that reflects your belief in yourself, and that's when you'll truly thrive. How can you love someone you don't even know? Think about it. We spend so much time getting to know other people, our friends, our partners, even our coworkers, but we rarely take the time to understand ourselves. Who are you? What do you stand for? What makes you happy? These are questions only you can answer. Self-awareness is the foundation of self-love. When you take the time to understand your likes, dislikes, and passions, you're building a relationship with yourself. It's about exploring your strengths and embracing your imperfections. Nobody's perfect, but when you know yourself, you can work on becoming the best version of yourself. One of the best ways to get to know yourself is through solitude. Spend time alone, not scrolling through social media, but truly being present with your thoughts. Journaling, meditating, or even taking a walk can help you connect with your inner self. You might be surprised by what you discover. Learning about yourself also means understanding your triggers and boundaries. What brings you joy? What stresses you out? Knowing these things helps you navigate life with confidence and clarity. When you understand yourself, you make better decisions and attract people and opportunities that align with who you are. Don't be afraid to ask yourself the hard questions. What are your fears? What are your dreams? What's holding you back? These answers may not come easily, but they're worth digging for. The deeper you go, the more you'll uncover about the incredible person you are. Getting to know yourself is a lifelong journey, but it's one of the most rewarding things you'll ever do. The more you understand and accept yourself, the easier it becomes to love yourself fully. You'll stop seeking validation from others because you'll know your worth from within. It's time to stop saying, I'm sorry for simply being who you are. Apologizing for your personality, your preferences, or your choices makes you smaller than you're meant to be. You are not here to please everyone or fit into a mold created by someone else. The moment you start owning who you are, unapologetically, is the moment you set yourself free. Too often, people apologize for things that don't require an apology, like having an opinion, taking up space, or prioritizing themselves. Think about it. How many times have you said, I'm sorry for something that wasn't even wrong? Cut that out. Reserve your apologies for when you genuinely need to make amends, not for existing or asserting your needs. The world needs your authenticity. Pretending to be someone you're not just to gain approval is exhausting, and it chips away at your self-worth. When you embrace your true self, you permit others to do the same. You become a walking example of what it means to live authentically, and that's powerful. Being yourself will attract the right people into your life. The ones who matter will love you for who you are, not for some version of you that's been watered down to fit their expectations. Stop worrying about the opinions of those who don't celebrate your authenticity. Their approval isn't required. Standing firm in who you are doesn't mean you won't face criticism. Some people won't like it, and that's okay. Their discomfort has nothing to do with you. It's often a reflection of their insecurities. Keep shining your light, even if it blinds a few along the way. When you stop apologizing for being you, you'll feel a weight lift off your shoulders. You'll walk through life with more confidence, more joy, and more peace. And most importantly, you'll show yourself the love and respect you've always deserved. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, but it can also be your biggest enemy if you let negative self-talk take over. Think about how you speak to yourself. Would you talk to a friend the way you talk to yourself? If the answer is no, then it's time to rewrite that narrative. Negative self-talk is like a virus that spreads and infects every part of your life. The more you tell yourself, I'm not good enough or I can't do this, the more those thoughts become your reality. But here's the truth, you have the power to flip the script. Replace those harmful thoughts with affirmations that build you up instead of tearing you down. Every time you catch yourself thinking negatively, stop and challenge that thought. For example, if you think, I'll never succeed, ask yourself, why not? What proof do I have that I can't succeed? Most of the time, those negative thoughts are based on fear, not facts. Challenge them until they lose their grip on you. The words you speak to yourself create your world. If you want a better life, you have to start with better words. Tell yourself, I am capable. I am deserving. I am strong. Speak it, and if you don't believe it at first, over time, your mind will start to believe what you consistently tell it. Remember that nobody is perfect, and you don't have to be either. Mistakes and failures are part of the process. You don't use them as excuses to beat yourself up. Instead, use them as stepping stones to grow and improve. Be kind to yourself, especially on the hard days. Cutting out negative self-talk isn't about being fake or overly positive. It's about being realistic and fair to yourself. Treat yourself like someone you love, because at the end of the day, you're stuck with yourself. Make sure the voice in your head is your biggest cheerleader, not your worst critic. Setting boundaries is not just a sign of self-respect, it's a form of self-love. Yet so many of us feel guilty for saying no or standing up for ourselves. Why is that? Because we're taught to believe that putting others first is the ultimate virtue. But let me tell you something, you can't love others fully if you're constantly running on empty. Boundaries protect your time, energy, and peace of mind. They're not about shutting people out. They're about letting the right people in under the right circumstances. When you set boundaries, you're telling the world, I value myself enough to protect what matters to me. That's not selfish, that's survival. The guilt you feel when setting boundaries often comes from worrying about how others will react. But here's the thing, people who truly care about you will respect your boundaries. The ones who don't, they're the ones benefiting from you not having any. Let that sink in. Setting boundaries can be uncomfortable, especially if you've been a people pleaser your whole life. But discomfort is temporary, and the peace you gain is worth it. Start small, say no to something minor, and notice how it feels. Over time, you'll build the confidence to protect your energy without hesitation. Remember, you don't have to explain or justify your boundaries to anyone. A simple no or I can't do that right now is enough. You're not responsible for managing other people's feelings about your choices. Your job is to take care of yourself, not to make everyone else comfortable. When you set boundaries without guilt, you're showing yourself the ultimate form of respect. You're saying, I matter. My needs matter. And that's a powerful statement. Don't let guilt rob you of the peace and self-love you deserve. Boundaries are the foundation of a healthy, balanced life. Your happiness is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Too often we get caught up in the idea that putting ourselves first is selfish, but let me tell you something, if you're not happy, you can't fully show up for anyone else. Your happiness is your responsibility, and it starts with making yourself a priority. Happiness isn't something you stumble upon, it's something you create, waiting for the right job, the perfect relationship, or a big breakthrough to make you happy is a losing game. Those things might bring temporary joy, but lasting happiness comes from within. It's about finding peace in who you are and the life you're building. One way to prioritize your happiness is by doing things that make you feel alive. Maybe it's spending time in nature, diving into a hobby, or simply taking a moment to breathe and appreciate life. Whatever it is, make time for it. Life isn't just about working and surviving, it's about living. Don't let others dictate what happiness should look like for you. Society might tell you that success equals happiness, but that's not always true. What brings you joy might not make sense to someone else, and that's okay. Your happiness is yours to define, not anyone else's. It's also important to cut out the things and people that consistently drain your joy. If something isn't serving your peace or helping you grow, it's okay to let it go. You don't owe anyone an explanation for choosing your well-being. Protecting your happiness is a form of self-love. When you make your happiness a priority, you'll notice a shift in every part of your life. You'll have more energy, more clarity, and more to give to the people and things that matter most. And the best part, you'll be showing yourself that you're worth the effort it takes to create a life you love. Perfection is a myth, and chasing it will only leave you feeling exhausted and defeated. Let me tell you something, your imperfections are what make you unique. They're not flaws, they're features. Stop hiding them or trying to change them to fit someone else's idea of perfection. Embrace them, because they're a part of what makes you you. The world puts so much pressure on us to be perfect bodies, perfect careers, perfect lives. But the truth is, nobody has it all together. Even the people who seem flawless from the outside are fighting their own battles. Don't compare your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. Your imperfections tell a story. They show where you've been, what you've overcome, and how you've grown. That scar you try to hide, it's a testament to your strength. That mistake you keep beating yourself up over, it's a lesson that made you wiser. Stop seeing your imperfections as something to fix and start seeing them as something to celebrate. When you embrace your imperfections, you permit others to do the same. You create a space where people feel safe to be their authentic selves. And in doing so, you attract relationships that are built on realness, not on unrealistic expectations or facades. Self-love doesn't mean ignoring your imperfections. It means loving yourself despite them. It's about understanding that you're a work in progress. And that's okay. Growth is a lifelong journey, and perfection isn't the goal. The goal is to be the best version of yourself, imperfections and all. When you stop striving for perfection, you free yourself to focus on what matters, living your life authentically, chasing your dreams, and loving yourself fully. Embracing your imperfections isn't settling, it's acknowledging that you're already enough, just as you are. The people you surround yourself with have a massive impact on how you see yourself in the world. If you're constantly around negativity, it's only a matter of time before it's to drag you down. That's why it's crucial to protect your energy by choosing relationships and environments that uplift and inspire you. Positive energy isn't about fake smiles or forced optimism. It's about being around people who genuinely want the best for you. These are the ones who celebrate your wins, support you in your struggles, and remind you of your worth when you forget it. Find those people and hold on to them. Negativity is contagious, but so is positivity. When you surround yourself with people who radiate good energy, it rubs off on you. You start to see the possibilities instead of the limitations, and you begin to believe in yourself a little more. That's the power of positive energy. It shifts your mindset and fuels your growth. Sometimes protecting your energy means letting go of relationships that no longer serve you. This can be tough, especially if you've known someone for a long time. But remember, you're not obligated to keep toxic people in your life just because of history. Your peace is more important. Creating a positive environment also means curating what you consume. The shows you watch, the books you read, and the social media accounts you follow all influence your mindset. Choose content that motivates and inspires you, not content that makes you feel inadequate or drained. When you surround yourself with positive energy, you're investing in your well-being. You're creating a space where you can thrive, grow, and love yourself more deeply. And that's not just good for you, it's good for everyone you touch with your light. We live in a world that's obsessed with results. It's always about the next milestone, the next achievement, the next big thing. But here's the truth. The journey matters just as much as the destination. If you're only focused on the end goal, you're missing out on all the growth and victories along the way. Progress is something to be proud of, no matter how small it seems. Did you take a step forward today, even if it was just one? Celebrate that. Did you overcome a challenge or learn something new? That's worth acknowledging. Don't downplay your progress just because you haven't reached the finish line yet. The little wins add up. They build momentum and remind you that you're capable of achieving great things. Each step forward is proof that you're moving closer to your dreams. Take time to reflect on how far you've come and let that fuel your motivation to keep going. Focusing only on the big goals can make you feel like you're not doing enough, but that's not true. Every effort you make is a step in the right direction. Give yourself credit for showing up, for trying, and for not giving up even on the hard days. Celebrating progress also shifts your mindset. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by how far you have to go, you'll feel empowered by how far you've come. It's a reminder that you're growing, evolving, and becoming better every day. That's something to be proud of. When you start celebrating your progress, you'll find more joy in the journey. You'll realize that self-love isn't about perfection, it's about appreciating the effort, the growth, and the resilience it takes to keep moving forward. Forgiveness is often talked about in the context of others, but what about forgiving yourself? You're human, and humans make mistakes. Holding on to guilt and regret only weighs you down and prevents you from fully loving yourself. If you're going to learn to love yourself, forgiving yourself is non-negotiable. Your mistakes don't define you. They're moments in time, not permanent reflections of your character. Every error, misstep, or poor decision is an opportunity to learn and grow. Instead of beating yourself up over what you did wrong, focus on what you can do better next time. That's how you turn mistakes into stepping stones. Self-forgiveness doesn't mean ignoring the consequences of your actions. It means accepting responsibility without carrying the burden forever. Acknowledge where you went wrong, make amends if necessary, and then let it go. Carrying guilt indefinitely doesn't serve you or anyone else. Sometimes forgiving yourself is harder than forgiving others because you know your thoughts and intentions. But think about it this way, if you can extend grace to others, why not extend it to yourself? You deserve the same compassion you so readily give to the people you care about. Forgiving yourself is an act of self-love. It's about recognizing that you're doing the best you can with the knowledge and resources you have at the time. Nobody gets it right all the time, and that's okay. The important thing is that you keep trying and keep growing. When you forgive yourself, you free yourself to move forward. You stop living in the shadow of your mistakes and start living in the light of your potential. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, and it's one of the most powerful ways to show yourself love. Loving yourself means believing in your potential and investing in your growth. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It requires effort, intention, and a willingness to face the uncomfortable. If you want to love yourself deeply, you have to commit to becoming the best version of yourself. Investing in your growth starts with self-awareness. Take the time to reflect on who you are, what you want, and what's holding you back. This isn't always easy. It requires honesty and a willingness to confront your flaws. However, self-awareness is the foundation for meaningful growth. Healing is also a crucial part of this journey. We all carry wounds from the past, whether they're from failed relationships, unmet expectations, or personal disappointments. Ignoring those wounds doesn't make them go away, it just allows them to fester. Take the time to address your pain, whether that means seeking therapy, journaling, or simply allowing yourself to feel. Growth and healing require patience. You're not going to become your ideal self overnight, and that's okay. Progress is a process, and every small step you take matters. Celebrate those steps and don't rush the journey. Growth is about becoming, not arriving. Investing in yourself might mean taking a class, learning a new skill, or stepping outside your comfort zone. It might mean letting go of toxic habits or surrounding yourself with people who challenge and inspire you. Whatever it looks like for you, know that every effort you make to grow is an act of self-love. When you invest in your growth and healing, you're telling yourself, I'm worth it. You're prioritizing your future over your fear and your potential over your past. And that, more than anything else, is the essence of loving yourself. Loving yourself more than anyone else is not about arrogance or selfishness. It's about survival, fulfillment, and living a life that honors who you truly are. It's about building a foundation so strong that no storm, no failure, and no rejection can shake your sense of self-worth. It's about realizing that you are your longest relationship and treating yourself with the love, care, and respect that you deserve. When you prioritize your happiness, embrace your imperfections, and surround yourself with positive energy, you become unstoppable. When you forgive yourself for your mistakes and invest in your growth and healing, you unlock the best version of yourself. And when you learn to love yourself more than anyone else, you set the standard for how the world should treat you. This journey of self-love is not an overnight process. It takes time, effort, and intentionality. But every step you take toward loving yourself is a step toward a better life. You'll start to notice that you're no longer seeking external validation because the love you have for yourself fills that void. You'll see your relationships improve because the healthier you are with yourself, the healthier your connections with others will be. So let today be the day you make a decision, no more settling for less, no more neglecting your needs, no more putting yourself last. Start loving yourself fiercely, unapologetically, and wholeheartedly. Because when you do, you won't just change your life, you'll transform it. You are enough. You are worthy. You are loved. And the most important person who needs to believe that is you.